Okay, we're going to go ahead and build a ring here. And here's the ring. We got a lot of open areas here where it's been kind of pierced, and some gems around here. Got some filigree work here, some engraving. We'll go ahead and model the engraving. Of course, I'm sure the best way to do this is on the bench, but since I'm not a bench guy, I just model stuff, so we'll go ahead and model it up for the render anyway. Alright, so let's go ahead and start out. Get a center stone out here. Go ahead and go with the classic 1 carat here. Looks about right. Okay, so with the center diamond loaded, I'm going to go ahead and use the I want to use the emerald cluster builder because this is in an emerald shape, but first I need an emerald. And so basically what I'm going to do is load one up here, and I'm just going to match the outside dimensions of the center stone. So I go ahead and just move the arrows, and I'm kind of looking at this, and I just want this thing to be the angle to be, you know, well, pretty close to that. What we're looking for is we're looking for 2 here, and then 3 across here, 2 on the corner, 3, 2 on the corner, and so on. So that's what we're shooting for. So we'll go over to the cluster builder here, which is right here. Okay, and we'll put this gem in the box like so. And let's see what we got. I want to go ahead and the stone size, they're very small, probably 1.1. Okay, and then if you look at the picture, they're set underneath the center stone. Center stone is kind of up higher, and so they tuck in under there about halfway. So we'll go ahead and let it do that. We'll come in about like so. I'm going to go just a little bit out. There we go. And that's the same there. And then we'll come on over here and tuck this side in. Just a little bit more in. That's about halfway. Yep. Okay. And then we've got 3 and 2 on the corner, but let's bring the corner in. Like so. And you can see that I have the corner type on split. If I hit centered, then it's going to center them on the corner, and I will never get there. I've got 1 on the side there. But if I take the corner type and say split, then it's going to split it on the corner. And that's exactly what I'm looking for. Now these are set really tight, but unless my center stone should be bigger, which I guess there's always that chance. Let's take a look at what we've got out here. So looking at the finger and how much is coming up to here, and then we have a side. I would say that our center stone is not big enough. So let's go ahead and open this up like so. And we'll open this up as well. Yep, that's gonna be better. And that gives us some more space too between the stones that we kinda need. Let's bring this corner down a little. There we go. Okay, so we'll go ahead and try that. That looks That looks about right. And I'm just going to go ahead and ditch that. And we'll put this on a layer and turn it off in case we need to come back to that. And this one we'll go ahead and MSR this a little larger. About like so. That'll work. And these come up. And let's take a look at, we need quite a fair amount of space to get this. Well, not a ton. That might work. Okay, so now we need to draw the outside of this. And let's go ahead and switch here. I'm just going to draw a line. We could have maybe used the outside of the existing builder, but I'm just going to sketch this out and kind of pick where I want this to be based on the drawing. So not a ton of metal on the outside of that. Gotta have enough room for the mill grain. Okay, so we'll mirror that. And we'll take this one, rotate F4 around this way, mirror that one. Okay, so we trim. Enter, delete this. And we right click green, join, immediately come over to fillet, and I wanna fillet these corners just a little bit. So let's go 0.125, and that rounds that, because if I extrude this, I want this thing to make a surface, and if I have starts and stops, then I'm going to get a poly surface because it's going to make a surface, and so on. So I'm going to round those corners just ever so slightly, and we'll move this up to where it needs to be to set those. Okay. And we'll just put that at the table for now. And we'll offset. So let's go ahead and do that. There we go. Let's turn off some gems here. And we'll fillet these corners too. So fillet corner, radius 125. Yep. Okay, so there's the start of our project here. Okay, so next, now that we have that layout, I've got video in here, and let's throw this in a job bag. Let's hit Control A. Hello, Control A in there. Okay. So next thing I want to do is offset this curve. So let's offset 1.7. Pretty thin. These rings are always so spindly down here on the side. But anyway. Okay. And let's go ahead. Man, I don't know. I don't know if this thing is big enough or not. This top, we'll see here. So let's go ahead and draw an arc direction starting here and going up. Let's do project, and let's, oh hey, what did we snap to? Something bad. I knew there shouldn't have been an end snap there. Quad will work though. Then we come over here to mid and then ortho straight up, and that'll give us this angle here. Let's go ahead and mirror this to the other side and trim. And there's the shape of our ring. Let's see if we have enough room for what we need here. We have a little ridge, we have an opening, we have another rim, and then we have a design. That doesn't seem like that's all going to fit in there. So, let's turn on this and this. And then let's select all this, and let's move up. That seems better. Okay, that seems better too, this angle, matching this angle. Cool. Okay. Yep. Alright, the next thing that is a pretty important part of the design is this thing. And man, I'll tell you, it looks like there's 5 stones. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Can't tell if these are bigger or not. I guess so. And they are it's curved to match the side, as you can see. You don't see anything sticking out over here. So we'll go ahead and build that and get that in there, and then we'll kind of build around it. So really, the way I see it is, well, let's see what we got here. Let's join this up. Join. Actually, you know, I take that back. Let's undo that, and we'll just take this one, and let's go surface, extrude, straight, both directions equals yes, and we'll come out that way. So there's a surface, and let's see how big these stones are. They seem pretty similar to those. These are, what are these? These are 1.1s. Alright, so we'll do, let's take this surface, pound it out flat. There's that surface. And we'll go gems, and I'll tell you what, I'm gonna lay these out just by hand, because I mean, how hard could it be? So 1.1, come on over here. And we need 3 of those. Mirror that one. Oops. Mirror, center. Okay, and then we'll mirror this one from the center, and then make it bigger. Let's do 1.3 for that one. And those are set really close together, so let's walk that in a little. Okay, and then we mirror from the center of this one. Alright, so there's our shape. And need an arc direction. And let's snap a line from the center here over a ways. And what do we got here? Not much metal again. And arc direction right here. and about the center of that one. So we go like that, and then let's snap a line over here. Arc direction again. Hold down Alt to defeat the O snaps. And it looks like this one needs to come out a little bit. Okay. And this one needs to come out a little bit too. It's hard to say. There we go. You and you mirror from over here. That'll work. This one seems like it should be in a little. That'll work. Okay. Mirror from here. Okay, and then I have no idea what this fillet should be, so a lot of times what I do is I'll draw a circle like this. And let's draw another circle about like so. And what I like to do is select these and go trim. Delete this one and this one. Get rid of these. And we mirror this one and this one. And sometimes you have to just draw something in order to see it. And then there we go. Join. Mirror. Join. Okay. So there's that. And I'm going to offset this just a little bit because I think I cut her just a little too close. There we go. Oops, and I delete the wrong one. Okay. So now let's go ahead and we'll offset this a little bit. Okay. And we'll extrude this one, so solid extrude, not both directions, so B, enter. And let's go minus 1.3. There we go. That is not very thick, but this whole thing is not very thick at all. Okay, so there we have that. Now we have a chance to use one of our new bonus tools. So we'll head on over here, and we click here, and we're going to do the surface pullback. Angle 45.3 is actually, let's go 0.25. I know that seems kind of picky, but surface equals sweep, and we select the curve, and there's our fancy inset that we have right there. And you can see that it kind of had trouble around this corner. So let's go ahead and undo that. So let's undo that, and we'll start again. Surface pullback, surface right there. Number of splits, let's go 20. Okay, and pick the curve. And it's much happier. So we gave it more points to split with, and it dealt with it just fine. So let's take a look at what we got here. Alrighty. Okay, so now we're going to use, let's make this a surface. Bing, there it is. Okay, and we'll put that on red. And let's put this other surface red. Those are just working surfaces. Okay, so now basically what we want to do is get this up on there, and it's going to go right up to the edge. We don't have a surface up there yet, but it's going to go right up to this edge, because then we're going to build something that goes up to it. And here we go. So let's go ahead and do Smart Flow. So Smart Flow, base surface here, destination surface here, and there it is. And then we simply need to move this business over here, and up it goes, and basically right up to the edge. And when we go ahead and make the one go, we should be in business. So once we give this some thickness, matter of fact, I might move this back just a little bit. So there's that piece right up there, and it matches that angle. Now, really not interested in this moving anymore, so I'm going to delete this surface, and then I can do whatever I want out here. And that broke the history. As a matter of fact, we'll go ahead and nuke this surface too. Don't really need it. And there's the lines that went up there on the outside edge. And you know what would have been nice before I did all that is it would have been very easy. Let's go undo, 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 undo. Alright, now we're still active. At least we should be. And then it would be real nice to go ahead and go to offset. And there's my offset, which is 0.23. So 0.115 or so. Well, 0.24. So 0.12. 0.12. And there's the offset for that. I don't see that going up there. Let's see if it did. No. So we'll just redo the Smart Flow. Let's go ahead and wipe this out. Okay, so Smart Flow, U and U, and up it goes. So there's for my mill grain. So that's all. Go ahead and nuke this again. There we go. And might as well go ahead and do that while we're thinking of it. So let's go ahead and grab this, throw this in a job bag, and F6. We'll just do object on curve. That'll work. And the object type is a sphere. A very large sphere. Oh, that's spacing. And then come on over here, and you come over here. And those are floating up there pretty good. Well, not too bad. And yes, I do realize that we would do this on the bench. No need to have that discussion. But again, I'm a render guy. So there we go. Actually, if you make them big enough, some people are okay with growing those. I've seen it happen. Okay, so let's get some. So notice, SmartFlow is the champ because it puts the gems up on the surface. Now my spacing did change just a little bit because the further away we are from the surface that it's going up on, the more that's going to change. And I need some space down here for my end prong, so I'm going to just tweak these by hand a little bit. And there we go. Okay, so you, we want setting mode, some prongs, in you go. And the end is 1. The nudge is more. Size .5 be good. Well, that's right down to it. And prong height. This is the large prong height. And small prong height is about there. Large prong height up a little to match those. There we go. Again, I'm heading for the render. And the small diameter. So, small prong diameter 0.5, large prong diameter 0.5, and we're good. Let's set those bad boys. There we go. And I'll go ahead and throw this on the same layer. We'll call this section that. And I purposely didn't cut any holes in this until it was up there because it would distort my holes and they wouldn't be round. So we will go ahead and pick these. And do the cutter, F6 gem cutter. And let's go ahead and head on out there. Go. And the base is cutting through. Nope. Yeah, there we go. Okay, enter. And you get cut by everybody orange. And there we go. So that lightened that up pretty good. Alright, so throw that in over that one. It's fine. Okay, so the next thing we're going to do is we need to make a surface that comes down here on this face. We'll get some of this work done, and then once we have this face, then we can make the piece that goes from this corner around here, comes out and goes this way. And we'll have to get a little tricky here because there's a gap here, it comes in, comes back out to a corner here, and then comes back, and there's another gap. And if you look, let's see, look on the side here, it comes over and then it goes down a ways before it comes back together again. And of course there's all the engraving on it and so on. Okay, so let's go ahead and to make this surface, let's try extrude to a point. So we'll come over to surface, extrude to a point, cap equals no, we'll come down, turn off, project, and let's go down further than that. And it looks like we can't ortho that, so let's get a ballpark of where we want that to be, which is right about here. And I'm just going to come over from that a little bit, and now we'll draw from F4 down to there. Then we'll nuke this one and come back and do that again. Extrude to a point. That's the point right there. So there's our shape, and I don't know, maybe this should just come down straight, but usually, you know, you'd want this to taper in a little bit. So let's see what we get there. And we'll extrude this out both directions. And we'll go ahead and do an intersect. Intersect right there of those two. Delete that. Delete that one. We'll throw this one on, some layer down here. Turn it off. Save it in case we need it. So this one, go on there. And these should still be rounded corners, and they are. And we will simply surface loft from here to here. And we'll make sure that these line up at a very common point. Okay, and this should be a surface. So let's go over to Object Info and see what we got. Nope, it's a valid poly surface. So let's go ahead and hit explode and see why. Oh boy, yeah, all over the place. So undo and undo. And I suspect that curve. So let's try fit curve. We may have to rebuild it. I usually type this, but fit curve lives right here. Fit curve, select curves to fit. And let's hit enter. And what that does is that rebuilds a curve with the fewest number of points that it can. And let's try lofting that again. If that doesn't work, we'll switch to rebuild. Yeah, there. Oh, there we go. And over here. Straight section. Switch that to normal. Didn't make a bit of difference. And what do we got now? Valid poly surface. Alright, so let's rebuild this. Let's rebuild them both. Point count 32. Let's go 64 and double that. Let's see how bad that does our corners here. Yeah, pretty bad. These numbers, I'm just like trying numbers. There, close enough. Alright. Loft here to here. Arrows around. Lost my point there, so let's go perpendicular. Oh, there's quad. Didn't lose it. That made that into a pretty busy surface, but it doesn't matter because I'm going to get rid of it anyway. There's a valid surface. NURBS. So, stuff will bend around that a lot better. Okay. So, man, after all that, this certainly seems... oh, like I made it awful thick. I got a piece there. That's this piece. Then another piece down there. Yep, after all that, it does seem kind of tall. So what we'll do is rather than just go, it's okay, which I do in movies sometimes. So you and you, we'll turn on these edit points again, and then we'll select this, yep, we should be able to do this, and then we'll just move down. Okay, so we'll have another. That'll work. Okay, so let's loft again. Loft from here to here. Drive around. To there. Should be a quad down here somewhere. Quad. Wow, come on, give me a break. There we go. Okay, so we've got that going on. And we will take and let's see where the seam is on this. So I'm going to type SRF seam. Okay, surf seam. And the surf seam is where the white line is. So that starts and stops right there. And I'm not interested in that. So I'm going to drive this around here to somewhere. over here, right there. Enter. Let's see if I got that. Nope, I didn't get it. Didn't think so. There we go. Now it's over there. Okay. So now we can click on this, go to create UV curves, and there it is. Now, this is going the wrong way, up and down. Not interested in that. So we click on this, and we go to Utilities, DIR, and we go Swap UV Information. So now the U becomes the V becomes the U. Life is good, and it goes that way. Okay, so now we'll go ahead and, boy, you know, I don't know how literal to be with this thing. If you really look close here on this view, this thing comes along here, comes over, and looks like it follows this up, but I can't tell if that's just a shadow or part of a surface or whatever. I don't know. And I also cannot tell what this is shape-wise. I can tell that it looks like it's just some sort of pattern. And it looks like it repeats or mirrors here. And then I'm sure it comes around, stops under the shank and mirrors. So really we just need one quadrant of this thing. And it's slanted this way. So let's go ahead and go here, and we'll go explode, and we'll go ahead and go to curve, go to divide, number of segments 4, and we're only interested in a quad of this. And if the seam is here, then it's going to come around to just here, really. So here's a line right there. That's where I'm heading to. And let's go ahead and make a cool little shape here. So we'll go ahead and go here to here, and then there to there. Let's see how those match up. That'll work. And we also have mill grain on each side, so we'll deal with that as well. Let's go ahead and pull this one down. Like so. And then this one we'll pull down here. And let's go ahead. I'm going to make a little line right here. And the reason is because I'm going to blend from here to there. And that'll do that. Then I'm going to mirror that to the other side. Delete that. And I'm going to blend from this line to this line. So that makes that shape right there. And then we'll blend from here to here. And put these on red. Okay, so we've got that to that. Now I'm going to come over here and go end, and go like this, and then end and go like this, and that gives me these lines. And then let's switch to yellow, and we go blend again from here to here, Okay. And that gives me a sweep 2. Surface sweep 2. 1, 2. There's the sweep. Alright, we won't maintain the height, so that goes down as it sweeps along there. We'll put that on this layer. Then we take that's not that exciting. Let's move this up just a little. There we go. Join that. And we'll take these two and extrude them straight down. So we have that surface, and that gives us a blend, surface blend, from here, enter to here. Alright, so there's that. Whoa, where'd we go? And come around here. And blend again from here, enter to here and here. There we go. Okay. Throw those away. You, and you. Join. And we flip. I always just type flip. And that'll flip me over to the right direction here. Okay. So we're going to have mill grain. Let's draw a sphere out here. As a matter of fact, you know what I'm going to do? Oh man, this is really, really small. But man, there's no metal on these. Like these old-fashioned rings, they just, I mean, there's just nothing there. You know, that is like dinky. Anyway, I'll be alright. Is that all grouped together? Yeah. Let's pull that over and go Alt. Make a copy of that. And we'll come over here and ungroup. And nuke all these. Okay. There's my lone sphere. Come on over here. Whew. Stupid small. Unproducible small. Okay. Well, nothing's unproducible. Just, you know. So we'll take this one, we'll offset. Right there. There's our line that's going to be mill grain. And then get right up to that is this shape. Alright, and we will start actually over here. I'm really just going to eyeball this because there's so few of these on here. That'll work. And we're going to draw, starting right here on this point, a plane and move it over there. And this one's going to get split by the plane. And there we go. And I don't know what quite to do here. let's just go ahead and do that, and we'll split this one. So give me a plane that starts there and goes this way, and you get split by you. Plane, plane, gone. And mirror from, oh no, right there. Join. And mirror. Join. And this one comes down to about there. So there's that. Yeah, I guess I didn't end up with a whole heck of a lot, although this is super small here. It's like millgrain and then a little bit of metal. And so we'll have our shape, but I guess all things considered, we'll grab this layer and 1D scale it, transform, 1D scale on up that way, then we'll move this up. Cool. Okay, so join, and we're gonna do some smart flow action here. So let's go, what color surface we got here? You will now be blue, and you surface are blue. Okay, and job bag. Okay. Tools, smart flow. And we wait. We wait a little longer. And it is backwards. So we don't try anything else other than we go here, and you don't mess around with surface normals and all that jazz. You go to rotate, you click on the midpoint of this surface, you come over here and you rotate that 180. And the minute you do that, you wait some more, and that'll flip that baby right on over to the side that you would expect. And there's our shape that's going up around there. Oh, and there's a bead that we don't need, but thanks for coming out. Okay, now we need some metal, but you know, I think I might make that metal a different way. Okay, so let's move this since we have some smart flow going on. And man, in the scheme of things, I know well, this seems awful tall, number one. So I'm going to grab all these, and I am going to taper this thing with no snaps. Well, maybe some from there to there. And now we'll turn them off. And if we snap from here to over here and then up, then we can taper this so that I don't change that, and then we need to come up here and say flat equals yes. Then as we come back, this will do that. Click, and then these will all go in. There we go. Those aren't sticking out quite so far now. That's better. Okay. So there's how that works. And let's go ahead and move this line up just a little bit. And there it goes. And then we'll grab all these again and move them up a little. There we go. Okay, and we'll leave the one surface, and we'll go ahead and pick this one, F6. In theory, I can do F6 there. Object on curve, object type sphere, and it looks about right. Pull this around over to about here. Spacing 0.35. Enter. Curve F6. Object on curve. Sphere. .35 and minus right there. There we go. Okay, so there's what we have thus far on that, and we can always make a positive cut there. Matter of fact, we'll see what we can do there. Alright, I'm gonna hit pause here. Okay, now we can piece together a surface on here all sorts of ways, but really what we're looking for is like this to be a ring. Okay, so what I would tend to do is let's turn off this layer and this layer to get that out of our way, and let's turn off the gray layer in my pictures so we can kind of concentrate on this a little bit. These we don't really need for now. I'm going to throw these on this scratch layer here, and that'll be that. This one is the curve from the UV curve, so we'll throw that away. And this is my build curves that went up too, so we can nuke those. Don't need those up here. Okay, so if we build a surface loft from here to here, and the seam point's a great place for that, and as long as that looks okay going this way, we're alright. And I'm going to type flip. Okay. Oh, oops, so that's no good. We need to go all the way up. As a matter of fact, we need to go down below. We need to go down below this one. So let's turn these back on, and we need a curve right beneath that one. So we will do that. This is still live. And we'll go here and we'll pull this down and hit Alt so it's a copy. And that should make another curve down here. And it does. And that's right down to the edge. And that's just fine. Okay, so that's cool. So let's take that and get rid of that again, and let's turn this off. And this time we're going to go loft from here to here. And now we got to line these up. So quad is fine. Quad, yep. And we're good to go. So there is a surface, start of one anyway. And we'll go ahead and we'll patch this. Let's go patch and hit OK. And there goes that. Then we'll take this and extrude it straight down. And you, Mr. Patch, if I can click you, get split by this one. Alright. And let's turn off some gems. That'll help. And there's all sorts of ways to do this surface, but what I would be inclined to do is, since that came from this, let's extrude straight, cap equals no, and we'll just bring this down. Oops. We can do better than that. Okay, let's right click. There we go. And this surface gets split by this one. Or, sorry, by this one. Then we just throw that away. So there's that. Let's flip this one. Okay. Alright, and there's that. This curve is a planar one, and this gets split by this one. So we made that solid. And let's go ahead, and this curve we'll let's bring back some gems, and let's go over to the looking down, and we've got this curve, and Let's go ahead and offset. That'll do. Right there. We'll put that on a unique layer. We'll keep it on green. It's part of that. And then this curve out here will offset. We'll put that one on green. Okay, and we'll come back over to the hibiscus, and we'll go, and since it popped into my head, we now have to go do a job bag. Let's just hit creation. That'll throw everybody in there. Okay. Surface pullback. Select the surface. That one right there. Oh, we can't do two. That's against the rules. We're going to have to earn this one ourselves. So we will. That one is that tool will not do a hole. We could do the channel builder, but this is very specific what I want here. So this surface is going to get split. Actually, it's not. It's gonna get offset again. So here we go. This is how you do it by hand. So now we go offset, through point, and that is less, about that far. And we'll do that on green. Then this one, offset, same amount. Okay. This surface gets split by this one, this one, this one, and this one. Enter. This surface right there gets deleted, as does this one. Then we pick this curve, this surface, and that curve, and we move it down. To there. Like so. I should offset that more and come into there, but okay, so now we'll try a loft, surface loft, from this green curve to this one. I always like to drive these around to a sidewall. I really don't know why. As a matter of fact, let's try not doing that and see what we get. Oops, unknown command, loft, here to here. Yeah, that'll work. As long as it doesn't twist all over the place, which it does not. So you go on to this layer, flip, and let's go loft here to here, curve, enter. Yep, that'll work. Right click, join. Okay, so now we need to get some some cutters on these gems here. So we'll select, hit F6, match attributes, pick one of these because I built a cutter for that. Hit go, and that'll load those on all that. Then this one is going to get cut by everybody orange. Enter. And there's that. All cut out there, all nice and pretty. And this gap got a little big there. It's kind of a concern. So we're going to hit F6. Do some prongs here. Except for that builder won't let those come up in the box. I forgot about that. So we'll just go over to setting. Pick prongs. And we'll throw that in the box, and out they go. And let's back the nudge off this a little bit, like so. There we go. And these will work, and we'll have to fix this by hand, which we will do. So let's go ahead and hit enter there and build those prongs. And ungroup, UNG, enter. And we're just going to worry about one corner of this. But I got to get rid of the other ones that we have there. Okay. So I'm just going to go ahead and steal two of these like so. I think all things considered, I'm just going to go ahead and kind of eyeball what the center of this would be, like this and this. And we'll go ahead and rotate with copy. So we right click rotate, no snaps, like right there. And we'll rotate that around this way. About like that. Enter. And we'll set that right about there. And this one we'll make a little bigger, which we can do because these are really silly small. Alright, so that goes there. Mirror to this side. Select those, mirror to the other side. Yay. And we right click purple, put those on the same layer as that. Might as well do that. And really these should go there. We'll turn this back on. And there's the top shape for that ring with the engraving on there. And if you want to see what this really looks like, we can do the plastic shade. Okay, so there is there's the end of part 1, and we'll come back and do the rest in part 2.